For those in the audience getting to know you for the very first time, care to share where you were born?
Orlando, Florida. What they be? Arnold Palmer Hospital. I was there, yeah.
And care to share where you were raised?
Orlando, Florida. Yeah.
And does it get any more specific than that, like a particular part of Orlando, for example?
So my parents brought me home on Silver Star, but then I grew up on the east side. So I was born technically on the west side, but grew up on the east side.
And what age range do you think that east side upbringing
that was like 3 and on pretty much. Like I wouldn't even count the west side. That's what I'm saying. It's 3 and on. I was basically on the east side. So.
And still reside on the east side today?
Yep.
And care to share your current age at this point?
23.
And your birthday while you're at it, the month and the day perhaps?
March 24th.
Now, what was that really like growing up on the east side of Orlando for you?
In what aspect?
Are you able to describe or paint that picture for those in the audience?
Okay. Multicultural. Definitely growing up on the east side is like I said, it was multicultural. It's like a melting pot pretty much of all different people, all different ethnicities, orientations, like whatever you want to say. Pretty much like all my friends, every person I grew up with was different nationalities. Like my 5 friends on my hand right now, it's like I got a Dominican friend, I got a Jamaican friend, I got a Polynesian friend, I got a Palestinian friend, I got white friend. You know what I'm saying? Like all my friends was different, so that's how it kind of influenced or molded me. But definitely multicultural. You know what I'm saying? Mostly Spanish, but multicultural. You have to learn a lot. So.
And what was the top point for you during your upbringing on the east side? What was your highest point or most positive moment growing up in that area for you?
Most positive moment. Can you elaborate on that? Like most positive moment.
Okay, in upbringing, sometimes people have a really high point during their upbringing that they experience and a really low point. So for you, what was the real high point for you when you glance back and you think about your upbringing? What was your most positive moment or highest point that you reached during that upbringing?
Me discovering music.
Can you shed some light on that? How that happened, what age, things of that nature?
I would say, like I said, around like 2014. So when I was 14 years old and I was in around like, I think 14 years old, so I want to say like 8th grade. Yeah, or 8th grade and stuff like that. I was listening to a lot of rap music, you know what I'm saying? Prior to that, I grew up on a lot of, I missed the whole part. I grew up on a lot of different types of music with that multicultural. So I grew up around like Spanish music. My mom, every time she would, go out to do jogging or go to the gym and stuff like that, she would have the iPod. I'm talking about the iPod Shuffle. So like, it was like the little small one or whatever. She had Evanescence on there. She had like, Red Hot Chili Peppers. She had so much different variety of music. I grew up with so much different variety. And then my dad would, listen to like, Frank Sinatra, like Jimmy Buffett, like all these different icons and stuff like that. Train, for example. But my mom was my main influence when it comes to music because like of her style of music. That's what I fell in love with and stuff like that rock and roll stuff. So yeah, I would say discovering music would be the most positive point.
And then when you actually started creating music yourself, what age was that?
Recording music or just,
yeah.
Okay, recording music, I want to say like end of my 15 to 16. That's when I started recording music.
And what led you to go that route? Because there's people that discover music, but they don't necessarily get on the mic themselves.
What led me was basically like my friends, to be honest. Me and my boy, if you can look it up, bro, his name is KBV. Me and my boy Carlos made this song, and somewhere in the SoundCloud, way somewhere deep in there, me and my boy made this song, and I thought it was fire. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I was before, at 14, I was more writing stuff down, trying to, you know, jumble things together, figure out rhythm and rhymes and schemes and different metaphors and all this different stuff. Because like around that time, it was more intellectual rap still going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was still, you know, the whole lyrical, spiritual, as people say it, you know what I'm saying, movement or whatever. So I was kind of figuring out that wave. And then my boy like kind of showed me how to record, because before I would record the song, but I would record it with the beat not actually, like, you know, in the program. So it would record and it would sound like it's in the background. It was terrible. So he showed me how to, you know, put it in the program and download, you know, YouTube type beats and stuff like that. And I think the first beat I ever rapped on was an Xavier Wulf type beat. And, you know, that led on to being one of my, you know, favorite artists to this day. But it's just crazy. My boy, I want to say my boy led me to recording music.
Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum, what was that bottom point for you during your upbringing on the east side of Orlando? What was your lowest point or most negative moment growing up for you?
I would say like maybe like you know, like home environment issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the classic, you know, parents arguing and stuff like that, and slamming doors and all this, you know, just I kind of grew up around that. So I feel like, I don't know, maybe like it's like I feel like I grew up around a mental type of trauma in a way, but like, yeah, I want to say that, like a mental trauma, but at the same time, like it was a blessing at the same way, because that's how it brought me to music. You understand? So I would say, like, you know, home environment was definitely rocky sometimes.
And when you say brought you to music, can you shed some light on that?
Brought me to music, so brought me to expressing my feelings instead of punching a wall or, you know, like kicking a door or something, like, or screaming on Xbox, you know, like it just kind of brought me to music, or it brought me to, you know, articulating my words, especially in music, so.
Would you ever discuss that mental trauma, or, you know?
Oh, it was just like most other people, you know, like most people do have, you know, in their homes currently, probably. You know, it was just arguing back and forth and just bickering, and I felt like the peacekeeper, you know what I'm saying? Like I felt like I was teaching my parents at the same time, you know what I'm saying, how to stay calm in certain situations. And, you know, my mom was at a bad point in my early upbringing. And like my mom was kind of in a bad point. She was kind of like out all the time and doing all that stuff. And then, you know, around like, I want to say like 2014, she came back to, you know, her religion, and, you know, found God again, and, you know, became a, you know, a true Christian, and, you know, to this day, you know what I'm saying, like completely changed her life around. So I've watched, like I said earlier, a warrior, you know what I'm saying, I've watched a person that was broken, you know, become somebody that's invincible, you know what I'm saying. Like I think she got in a car accident like 2014, and she couldn't do her job anymore. She was a head colorist at Redken, so she was like way up there. And to see that go from like way up to just, okay, I gotta be in my room, I gotta, not run. I can't run anymore. Like it breaks a child's heart in a sense, seeing that your parents ain't a superhero anymore, But at the same time, once I grew up, I realized like she is, you know what I'm saying? And both of them are, you know what I'm saying? Like the fact that two people can put up with one another for so long and still love each other is crazy to me, So.
Are they still together to this very moment?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Still married?
Oh yeah, still married, yeah.
Now, mentally, has this been something you sought any professional help over? Like a mental health professional of some sort?
I mean, yeah, when I was like younger and stuff like that, but I would say experience kind of was my therapy, you know what I'm saying? Like experiencing it, feeling my emotions and dealing with them, I felt like was the true therapy because somebody can sit there and tell you, what you feel and how do you feel, like, or how to feel, any point of the day, you know what I'm saying? But the true peace comes from within yourself. So it's like if you become peaceful with yourself, in my eyes, I don't need a therapist or whatever, but I mean, it's good to have one, but at the same time, I feel like experience would definitely show you everything you need to know.
What kind of mental health professionals have you experienced in the past?
It's like, I can't even remember. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was like, I was too young to remember, but I knew it was a counselor, but that's what I'm saying. It was a counselor, but it wasn't a therapist. It was more of like a family counselor type stuff. So.
Was any of that helpful back then?
No. I would definitely say like yes and no. She would say the problems or what they was, but I just feel like there was no fixing it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, all right, here's the problems all on the table. You know what I'm saying? All right, what are we going to do about them? And we just kind of looked at them and then walked away from the table, So.
And how were you able to survive that upbringing ultimately in Orlando? There are some that don't make it.
Yeah, I would definitely say gaming. Yeah, I always played I was always gaming. I was always outside. Like I said, it was basketball. I was playing basketball. I was skateboarding. I actually was a skateboarder for a time in my life. A minute too, like from I want to say from 10 to 15, 10 to 6, yeah, 10 to 15, 16. Well, kind of still to this day, but hey, sometimes I'll bring out the board, but I'm just saying like true skater was like from 10 to 16 and being outside with my friends and my community and stuff like that really kind of helped me with that. My sister helped me with like calming down and stuff like that. And she had problems too, but like I said, I found my peace within my environment, and that's where I was influenced. So.
There are some people who say things like, "Don't know if I'll make it to see the age of 18."
Yeah.
Maybe 21, for example.
Yeah.
Did you have any of these thoughts yourself growing up on the east side of Orlando?
Yeah, definitely. I was, sometimes I was just like, bro, I feel like a lot of people have been in that situation where it's just like, man, I just want to just power off right now, bro. Like, end it. You know what I'm saying? But I just, I couldn't, you know what I'm saying? Some part of me, my soul would be too hurt, you know what I'm saying? And it wouldn't be able to see this, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be able to see certain things that I've done, because like you said, like a lot of people don't make it out, and a lot of people don't even make it out of the city, you know what I'm saying, to go see certain things and do stuff. So I definitely say there was some times that it was hard, even recently it was hard, you know what I'm saying? But what you do and, you know, keep that chin up, because the finish line, like, it could be right there. Your big break could be right there. So that's what always, you know, kept my mind at ease, was like, one day I'm gonna be okay. One day I'm gonna, you know, buy a big house for the fam, you know what I'm saying? So, or my mom or my dad, you know what I'm saying? If they gotta do their separate ways, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I just want my family happy. So, yeah.
You've had suicidal thoughts before.
Oh, for sure.
Was it ever just in thought mode, or would it ever get farther than that?
I was only in thought mode. I like I said, I couldn't fathom even doing stuff like that.
Now, was there a specific age, numeric figure you didn't think you might quite see? Gave you an example of 18 or 21, but didn't know if there was a more specific figure you had.
Nah, there was no there's no age.
You mentioned in a previous portion of questions you are 23
Yeah.
at this point. But what do you make of that outcome now that you are on the other side of that equation?
I'm glad, you know what I'm saying? I'm ecstatic that, you know, I pushed through, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like that was one of the what's it called, the beginning of the movie. So prologue, prologue. Like, I feel like that was a prologue of my movie. And, you know, I'm in like chapter 1, chapter 2 of my life, you know? So I feel really happy about that.
Now, knowing what you know now, on the other side of that coin, hypothetically speaking, what would you have said to your younger self back then, if anything?
Hey, man, I mean, I can't even say like I wouldn't want to change anything, because, you know, it would be different, but just keep your head up. Go hang out with your friends. Go skateboard. That's what I would tell myself. I would tell my younger self, go skateboard.
Anything else you want to mention about your upbringing, or a question you weren't asked, people want to know about that?
Like I said, I skateboarded a lot. Played a lot of video games. I played a lot of you know, Call of Duty, Skate 3, different. I was real nerdish with, you know, gaming and stuff like that, and I'm still am to this day. I remember when I had like the GameCube, and I was, you know, trying to beat Sonic. I was like Sonic something, Sonic Color. I don't know what it was, but it was one Sonic game, and one of the enemies was a big blue dude. I don't remember, but I was trying to beat that game with me and my sister, and that was cool and stuff like that. And then I, you know, transitioned to like Rock Band, you know, Sing It, you know, like different games that was influencing that musical in me, you know what I'm saying? And you know, influencing my personality at the same time, like Tony Hawk, Underground 2, like there's so many games that have certain memories with, you know, or memories of that time of my life, you know what I'm saying? So it was definitely like it was a good upbringing, yeah.
Anything else in regards to your upbringing?
Nah.